All right. Finally recording.
Oh, sweet.
I'm here with Derek. We've been chatting for a while, and we're going to do a podcast, a follow-up podcast to the last one.
Yeah, so lots to go into with hormones and whatnot. You know, I came to Adam's place thinking I was going to learn about psychedelics and how they're going to interplay with my life. And then
Connor Murphy, of course.
Yeah, and then I basically left, and his interest had been piqued in HRT and TRT specifically. And since then, he has... You obviously revealed that you're doing it now to your channel and everything.
I'm doing it to my channel, baby.
Yeah, so we can definitely deep dive into any kind of questions he has about hormones and whatnot. Maybe he's touched on the psychedelics thing again. I don't know. We'll see.
How many people have you converted, first off? Like, how many people have you fucking talked to where, like, they had no interest in it, then they meet you or they chat with you online. Next thing you know, it's like, oh, I'm hopping on the TRT train. Like,
I think I don't want to make it seem like I'm, like, convincing people to necessarily, but it's...
Well, the blood work convinced me, not you.
Yeah, so if somebody... I don't know, man. I would imagine in the thousands people have got their blood work done because of seeing my videos, and then subsequent to that seeing, oh, maybe this is why I feel like shit. Maybe this is why I feel, you know, low energy all the time, why my dick doesn't work, why this is wrong, you know? And then from there, they actually have the kind of education behind moving forward to, you know, talk to a doctor about what makes sense as far as treatment options.
Yeah, thousands of people, like indirectly or directly through your videos. But how many people do you think that you like met face to face, like in that context?
I don't, not that many. No, no. It was kind of
like all nervous.
Yeah, yeah. With you, it was interesting because I was like, I was not really expecting it to go that way, but it had already been sort of in your head for a bit, right?
I was curious based off learning that testosterone makes effort feel good. Oh, yeah. That notion piqued my interest because I was like, effort feels like absolute dog shit to me right now. So having effort feel good would be revolutionary to how I live my life. So I was like, that's interesting. And I was curious how it compared to how amphetamine, you know, that also makes effort feel good. All these drugs that I've tried kind of do, not in the same regard. But then after that, then, you know, learning about what low test is like and then thinking, hey, maybe I have low test, which to be clear, I always thought I had high test. Like,
just based on how muscle bound you are and stuff.
Yeah, and if you look at me, maybe I was when I was a kid, because as a kid, people would often think I was on gear. But then again, as you've talked about on your channel, standards were so different when we were younger. Yeah, like I bet now if I saw myself as a kid, and I don't have a lot of pictures, I might have one somewhere. I'd be like, huh, you didn't really look that good, Adam. But like back then, people would be like, are you taking stuff, man? Keep in mind, I'm short too, so like I probably pack on muscle. I don't know. Short guys, shorter limbs.
You fill out your frame easier.
Yeah, but then again, I have long arms. I have a big ape index, so I don't know if that.
You have like round muscle bellies, though. I think too, so you look bigger than maybe necessarily you weigh.
Maybe because if you look at me like standing, I've got these little legs, and my arms are like really long for my legs. Okay. So I don't know if that applies to me. Like I have the reach of someone who's taller. Right. Do you know what your reach is?
I think my wingspan is like the exact same height as me. If that is answering your question at all.
I think it is. What's your height?
6'1".
And your wingspan is 6'1"?
Yeah.
60.
Whatever that is in inches.
I don't know if it is. But yeah. So I thought I had high testosterone based off those factors. So then seeing that it was low was kind of like, that sucks.
Yeah, a lot of people have no idea. And this is like, you're obviously an educated person about drugs. So the fact that you could even have an oversight like that where you just assume, oh, I'm probably high T because of, you know, fill in the blank reason.
And I was horny. I forgot that. I had no issue with sex drive.
Didn't you mention you had like ED sometimes? Like you'd wake up without morning wood. Maybe not ED, but you're definitely not what you were before.
After kratom though. That was direct. Like I actually took kratom wanting those effects. I liked that it made me less horny because I was like so over the top. It's like I take kratom. It's like, oh, finally a break. So I wanted that. Yeah. But in my head, you know, just jump off kratom and then I'll get crazy horny again. So I don't.
Did you? When you came off, or were you able to fully come off? I forget what the outcome was.
I've gone through periods where I went off.
And then your sex drive always bounced back aggressively, or?
See, it's so hard to say because honestly, over the past like 5 years, which is a topic I want to delve into about burnout. Since doing YouTube, I have used a myriad of substances that prior to making YouTube videos, I actually deemed like they were non-negotiable to me. There was no way in hell I would ever use them. I used to like criticize and judge people for taking said substances. And then I started YouTube and it's like all of a sudden it's just fair play. Everything's open.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think because of the interplay of always being on something, and some of these compounds like amphetamine makes you really horny, it's hard to say if I naturally really got to experience myself, because I was always on something.
It's the most like paradoxical compound. It like gives vasoconstriction, makes you get erectile dysfunction, but it makes you like horny as fuck at the same time.
Yeah, it would be hard to get hard sometimes. Like, really.
Do you have your blood work, by the way? Like, I feel like I should have printed it out before we sat down.
I have. You know what? I must have been subconsciously keeping it down here for that reason.
Okay.
I have it printed out down here.
Sweet.
Right behind you, and I did not plan this. I think I blacked out. Yeah, just don't show it off.
Yeah, of course.
Ignore my writing. This was notes for the video.
Yeah, no worries.
There we go.
Perfect.
So yeah, that's what I want. Like, totally. I don't even have that in my notes.
Yeah.
We wanted to go over my blood work, and let's give an overview first.
In terms of just what you got and just a general, like, going point by point sort of thing?
Or maybe just give like an overview of why we're going over my blood work.
Okay. So, as Adam mentioned, he had a lot of, concerns about things related to drive and, motivations and your, goal setting and whatnot.
I didn't say that just now, but in previous videos, I had no drive.
Yeah. So and I did a video where he mentioned specifically about testosterone makes effort feel good. That's a video I did where I kind of detailed the science behind the neurological impacts that testosterone has in like the male psyche and whatnot. And I think, obviously our discussion in the last podcast, I think definitely pushed your, interest to the point where you were like, okay, this is definitely worth checking my bloods to see where everything's at. So he has like a relatively comprehensive overview considering we're in Canada. It's a lot harder to get what you need here. And that's why in general, I drive over the border to go to LabCorp to get my stuff. But
thanks to your suggestion.
Yeah.
You pushed for me to get all these biomarkers, and I had to go through multiple doctors.
Yeah. So Adam had a hard time getting what he needed, but he got it. And it's just, you have to find a doctor who's willing to work with you and give you what you need. Like some will say, oh, you don't need this. Oh, you're being paranoid. You just need, Cialis and like go home, fuck off. Here's an antidepressant, like whatever it is. But like you got to push for this shit. If you know what, you feel strongly is something is off, get a comprehensive panel done. Even if you have to pay out of pocket, like this is your health. This is your livelihood, your ability to even generate revenue or income, whatever it is, to then, be successful in life is going to be heavily reliant upon you functioning at full tilt efficiency, which is predicated on you, evaluating your biomarkers, in my opinion. Like, even if it costs you however many hundreds of dollars one time to get it checked, knowing what's under the hood is like crucial to make an informed decision moving forward about how to proceed. So,